Welcome to the Seniors Rock Show, presented by the Law Office of Michael Robinson, PC, on News Radio Wham 1180. The Seniors Rock Show, a lively weekly discussion shining a bright light on aging with fun, entertainment, and important info for all adults. Join in with your comments or questions. Call or text 222-1180 or 1-800-295-1180. Now from the News Radio Wham 1180 studio in downtown Rochester, here's your host, Joanna Palvino.
Hello, and thank you for joining me and my co-host, estate planning and elder law attorney Mike Robinson. During a recent show, we talked about how seniors socialize and how they would be just about the same socializing as everyone else is. So today we're going to ring alarm number 2 and tell you that elders might actually be having fun. Can you believe it? Yeah, fun, F-U-N. Today's elders, many of them baby boomers, are anything but boring, and they want way more than bingo. Retiring no longer means sitting in a rocking chair to watch TV and occasionally play bingo. Today's seniors demand adventure, stimulation, and a chance to learn something new. So senior living campuses, or communities as I like to call them, can and do offer residents more opportunities for engagement than ever before, even more than they had at home sometimes. Today we're going to tell you about such a place. It's called the Village at Unity. The Village offers resort-like hospitality enhanced by a full continuum of senior care. We'll tell you what that means, too. General Manager Mike Matteo is here to tell us all about this engaging community he's so proud of, and we are, too, and that's for a good reason. Get ready to be surprised if you thought there'd be nothing to life in a new home after leaving that other home you'd been in for so long. Some of the programs Mike Matteo and his team run will make you wonder why you're waiting. Mike, with your estate planning practice, you remind folks all the time that there's no place like the present to plan for the future, that the unknown is so much easier to deal with if you know your options. That is why education is so important at your firm. You are a great educator, Mike, and a great co-host, so happy Saturday.
Hey, Joanna, thank you. Happy Saturday to you as well. And yeah, you're right. I mean, education is one of our core values at the firm. Because, unless people understand their options, unless they understand the issues that are going to present themselves to their family at some point, they're not able to plan properly. So, definitely education is key when it comes to estate planning. And we do talk about a lot of legal issues when we talk about planning ahead. But this week's question touches on something a little bit different, but certainly no less important than some of the other legal issues. And so Margaret from Rochester wrote in with the following. She said, Mike, I have 3 children. I have told my children what are my wishes for the disposition of my remains when I die. My daughter says she will honor my wishes, but my 2 sons have told my daughter that they do not agree, and they're going to make sure that my remains are handled differently. This is causing both me and my daughter a great deal of stress. Is there any way I can make sure my wishes are honored? Margaret, that's a great question. And I can tell you that your situation is not all that uncommon. I've seen this issue many times over the years, and it can cause a rift among family members that can last a long time. Fortunately, yes, you can make sure that your wishes are honored. And that's by completing what is called an appointment of agent to control disposition of remains. That's sort of an ominous-sounding document, but a very important document. It's a form that's been promulgated by the New York State Department of Health, and it allows you to appoint the person who will have legal authority to make arrangements with a funeral director. And the funeral director then is bound to follow that person's instructions, no matter who else in the family might object. Now, if you wish, you can include specific instructions in the form, but you're not required to include specific instructions. Also, you can name successor agents in case the person that you appoint can't serve for some reason. They might become incapacitated. They may predecease you. Maybe they're, out of the country on, traveling, whatever. Having some successor agents is probably a good idea. The appointment of agent to control disposition of remains form does not need to be notarized, but it does require 2 witnesses to your signature. And finally, the form also needs to be signed by your agent indicating that they're accepting the appointment. Now, of course, it's, as we talk about often, you still want to have a conversation with your agent about what your wishes are, even if you do include the specifics in the form itself. But either way, I strongly recommend that you do put those wishes in writing and give that writing to your agent. Again, whether it's on the form itself or you do it in a separate writing. And that's simply because our memories aren't perfect. And it's very possible, if not probable, that your agent won't remember everything you tell them. And also, having something from you in writing can be helpful to your agent if they are challenged or questioned about the directions that they're providing. In Joanna, that form is available on the Department of Health website. I would imagine it's also available from funeral directors. So, Margaret, there's your answer. Yes, you can make sure your wishes are going to be honored. And thank you. It's a bit of an unusual question, but an important question, and I'm glad you asked it.
And I think it's interesting because there are so many choices today. I mean, there are many choices as far as how you would like to get buried and the kind of thing you'd like to have around that. So make sure, folks, that your wishes are in writing. Make sure that you are conveying that to your attorney and to the folks that are going to be taking care of things when you're gone. So great stuff again, Mike. Thank you for that. And folks, Mike founded the Law Office of Michael Robinson over 36 years ago. So he's got some great experience to share with us every week, just like today. And you can meet Mike in person, virtually, if you attend one of his educational webinars. So I just want to say the next webinar is Wednesday, April 27th at 2 p.m. Simply register to attend at mrobinsonlaw.com. That's mrobinsonlaw.com. And it's really easy. Just fill it out and you will be sent a link to join them on April 27th at 2. And you can call the office if you'd like. If you don't want to do that, you can call 374-5210. That's 585-374-5210. Check it out. Mike Robinson does a wonderful job on these webinars. You won't regret it. Now, stay tuned because next up is Mike Matteo, General Manager of the Village at Unity, the senior living community that knows how to find some fun. So stay tuned on News Radio WHAM 1180. We'll be right back.
Attorney Mike Robinson here. I've dedicated over 36 years to helping clients protect their family and their wealth with comprehensive custom-crafted estate plans. When you join us for a webinar, you'll be invited to schedule a complimentary meeting with me to discuss your personal goals and concerns.
The next webinar from the Law Office of Michael Robinson is Wednesday, April 27th at 2. Attendees are eligible for a free consult with Mike valued at $500. Register now, mrobinsonlaw.com, mrobinsonlaw.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Seniors Rock Radio. I'm estate planning and elder law attorney Mike Robinson, here with host Joanna Palvino. And joining us now is today's guest, Mike Matteo. Mike is the general manager for the Village at Unity, a senior housing community located in Greece, New York. Mike has been with the community for 27 years after starting his career with Marriott Hotels. And prior to joining the Village team in 1994, Mike was the catering instructor for what was Canopies, a restaurant school affiliated with the Rochester Educational Opportunities Center. Mike is married, and his wife, Louise, is the vice president of human resources at a senior living community in Buffalo. And they make their home in the Finger Lakes along with their cat, Fluffy, and their 2-year-old Akita, Loki. Mike, thanks for joining us on the Seniors Rock Show.
Oh, hey there, Mike and Joanna. How you doing today?
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
I'm doing well, too. Hi, Mike, and welcome. And we're so happy to have you on the show today. I was so impressed with your campus when I visited. I've said that many times. And so we're going to start out. I want to let the listeners know what it's like. So let's start with the basic question to give them a better picture of life at the Village. The first question is, how would you, Mike, describe the Village at Unity?
Well, on paper, it's a senior living community that has independent living, assisted living, and memory care components to it. That's on paper. When you walk into our community, there's a feeling, a vibe. It's fun. It's exciting. There's things going on all the time in all kinds of places. There's music and laughing and joy. And we hope that people, when they walk in, feel like, yes, I can make this move from wherever I'm living to this new lifestyle.
It sure feels that way. I've been there, like I said.
In what, although I'm starting to get a sense for it, what's kept you there for 27 years?
Well, it's family. It's home. It's a relationship. It's meeting residents and family members. It feels like you're doing good work every day. Our company, Leisure Care, which is the operator of the community, we're owned by Wegman Companies Incorporated, have very simple values, and we put families first. We also heavily believe in philanthropy and giving back to our community and then doing a good day's work. But the core value is do the right thing. Who wouldn't want to work for a company that says do the right thing? And the right thing can be just about anything. The last one is make a positive difference in everybody that you meet every single day. Oh, well, we can get behind that all day long. The Village was doing that long before the Leisure Care folks came along. And it just, every day there's something new. Every day there's an opportunity to make a positive difference with somebody. And if that's one of the values that you feel, then this is where you should be.
Those are great values. And right along with those values are some amazing programs that you shared with me the last time we met, Mike. Tell them about how you take some of the programs that other communities do, but you kind of call them something else and make them different.
Well, everybody has an exercise room. Ours is called Prime Fit Destination, in that the bikes and the treadmills are there, but it's set up in its room of its own with widescreen TVs and apps that actually walk through forests and on beaches. We're now exploring virtual reality. So a resident or a family member or a staff member could put on a pair of goggles and actually go to Rome and walk through the streets of Rome while they're doing their exercise. We just got some photos as we were getting ready to go on air of our new Village Lanes, which we took Wii Bowling, great cottage industry for the Sony folks, and we made a bowling alley, a traditional Rochester bowling center, and we're setting it up like DeFrance used to do on Bowling for Dollars, with the same kind of a setup.
Mr. Bowling.
Yes, exactly. And Ron was a good friend of ours and a good friend of our family, and it's like, oh, we're channeling Ron DeFrance right now. This is fantastic. Our meditation space is designed for this deep thought relax with comfortable seating and a connection to our outside and outside water attractions. Those are just some of the things that we do. Our calendars are so big that we publish them weekly. We can't fit everything on a month calendar. There's just too much in the day, so we have to publish them weekly to get everything else out there.
Well, that kind of answers why you feel the energy when you walk into the buildings. Truly, you do. And people are happy, so I love seeing that. So tell us more. Tell us more.
Thank you. So everybody has food in Untitled community. We have 3 restaurants, not dining rooms, not dining halls, restaurants. Any resident, family member, or staff member can walk into one of our restaurants and order. The food is prepared from scratch to order for everything. So it's not a pile of something. I'm an executive chef by trade. You saw that in the opening. And we wanted something that was completely different. And if you want your steak cooked this way, you should be able to get it that way. And if you don't want the breading on the fish for fish fry tonight, you should be able to get it that way. Our main restaurant, which is called Crossroads, is actually in the middle of our campus. Our campus is rather big.
Yes.
It's on 12 acres. It's 650,000 square feet. And right in the middle with our town square is our restaurant that is set up to be, well, kind of like Cheers. Everybody knows your name. It's very interactive with the counter staff and the cooks, and they know your favorite meal, and they prepare it for you the way you want it. We get folks from the public. We get folks from the outside. We get folks from Unity Hospital to come over to just grab a meal and sit down at a very fun, high-energetic atmosphere that is just, I feel like I'm doing something cool today. And the food's fantastic. It's just unbelievable.
Is the restaurant open to the public?
Crossroads is open to the public.
And so they can pay when they go in for lunch or dinner?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yep. So our residents have meal plans. We were the first to actually get away from the meal a day program and give people dollars per month to spend on any what they want. So if you want a steak every day, you could sure do that. If you want a burger every day, you could do that. But everyone else, yes, we do take cash and credit cards and all of that kind of stuff. We do catering. And you can come in and you book our services and use our catered services on board. So it is a full service house. And unlike anything that's out there, our tagline is like no other.
I think we had a great organization lunch there, and the food was amazing.
Thank you.
I
Yes,
have to
you did.
say,
Mhm.
and I'm not kidding, I sat there and I think I said 3 times while I was eating lunch and listening to the speaker, this food is so good. And believe me, folks, it was. In the service, everything was right.
Well, thank you.
Like I said, different is the key.
Our servers typically start with us in high school. They're about 16 years old. It's a great part-time job because you don't work past 7 o'clock at night. You don't work until 4 in the afternoon. There's plenty of time to do schoolwork and all things like that. Our professional food service staff, our cooks and chefs, they come from the industry. They come from restaurants and hotels and resorts. Our food and beverage director has been with us 32 years, and she grew up in the community with us. And she's just one of probably a dozen folks that have been there 10, 15, 20 years or more. We just find that this is the place to be. It's where we want to be. It's where we feel comfortable. And we want the folks that live there to feel comfortable as well.
And I love that you have the younger generation in there too, because they need to be exposed to folks that are older. I mean, today it's not the same as it used to be where everyone gets together at the same time. Everybody's separated by, age, it seems. So having folks that are there with experience, along with the younger folks, to be able to see that it's really fun and that you can have a career there, that's terrific.
Oh, you absolutely can. And many of our people started as kids and just kept on going.
Thank you so much. We're going to stay talking to Mike Matteo during the next segment, so you stay right there. He's the general manager of Village at Unity, and we'll be right back on News Radio Wham 1180.
It's finally spring in the Flower City, and after a winter like this one, you might be thinking maybe it's time to sell that house and make a move. Why not let the Village at Unity help out? Take one of our luxury independent apartments by May 31st, and we'll pay up to $4,000 towards your moving expenses. Still not sure? We can also connect you with a realtor, moving experts, and a financial concierge. So why wait? Contact us at thevillageatunity.com today and see if moving is right for you. Feel the Village vibe at the Village at Unity.
You're listening to the Seniors Rock Show, and we're continuing our chat now with today's guest, Mike Matteo. He's the general manager of the Village at Unity, and that's a senior community in Greece, New York. Thanks for describing the campus, Mike, and telling us a little bit about the care levels. I think we need to circle back to that because it's really important that people understand there's different levels.
Sure. We have 3 levels of care at the Village. We have independent living, and that's the bulk of our business. We also have a small licensed community that has assisted living and what we call OPAL, which is a TIPA SNOW program of memory care. And so as folks move in, they can move into our independent community and make a natural transition to our assisted living or memory care community. I should clarify that it is early to middle onset dementia. It is not the, quote, Alzheimer's unit, end quote. It is for folks that are starting to feel that cognitive change and just need some more care to get through the day.
Is it a locked unit, Mike?
Memory care is a secure community. Yes, it's done by key fob. Anybody that has a key fob, family members or what have you, can get in whenever they need, but residents are prohibited. There's some security things in place.
They're safe.
They are safe. We have a beautiful courtyard in the middle where folks can go in and out all the time. Assisted living is not a locked, secured community, and many of our folks have family members that live at the Wegman Family Cottages, and they take our shuttle, which is one of our transportation pieces, over to see their loved one every single day.
That is great. And over 27 years, you've got to have a lot of memories. What are some of your favorites?
They reinvent themselves every single day, Mike, I've got to tell you. But I'll tell you one that really just sticks in my head. This was last summer. We do a summer concert series on our back lawn, which is about 5 acres of land. We started this in 2019 with 5 or 6 bands. 2020, we couldn't do anything, of course, because of the pandemic.
Sure.
And we brought it back last year with the Bob Grieco Big Band and a few other bands that came in. And there's this lady, I won't say her name, but I've never seen her out of her motorized wheelchair, ever. She's about 4 feet tall. And as the band is kicking into Sweet Home Alabama, her feet start to move. And the next thing you know, she's out of her wheelchair with her walker and she's dancing. And I thought, oh my goodness. And she said, I haven't danced for years. So now she dances at everything we do. It's so much fun. We have another lady that was in our OPAL program, that's our memory care, that was a flower arranger in her professional life. And we do flower arranging as a program. She had just moved in. We brought her over to see it. And she turned and says, I don't want the scissors. Give me the knife. And we gave her the flower arranging knife. And it was magic to watch her hands move on their own with the memory of doing this kind of work. And her arrangement was actually the prettiest in the room.
I love these memories because it brings your community to life, if you will, Mike. And thank you for doing that. And you bring life to the community too. When I was there, one of the maintenance people was in the hallway when I got to your office, and the door was just about closed. I know you were, doing something in there with another person, but when I got to the door, the maintenance person looked at me and said, "Now be careful. There's a big dog behind that door." And I was like, "What?" And I got scared a little bit because, I love dogs, but he made it sound really big. And the door opened, and it was really big. It was Lodi, right? Loki. I keep saying Loki. Sorry, that's your Kia, and everybody seemed to know him too. So that was just so fun. Another fun thing that you're doing.
Loki is our campus mascot, and he goes to our assisted community, and he goes to our memory care community, and he just knows, because he's known as a heart dog. The breed is very, very empathic, and they know when someone needs a hug. He will go and gently put his head in your lap and scratch your ears. He'll reach up and give you a kiss if that's what you want. It's the most amazing thing, and our company fully supports this pet therapy as part of our Prime Fit Wellness incentive, that this is normal part of life. And we have so many residents that say, "I used to have a big dog. I used to have a dog like this," and they miss it. They can't take care of it anymore. Right. So they adopt Loki as theirs. It's really very, very neat.
He's a beauty. He's a beauty. Beautiful dog. So there's so many things. I think I want to come over and do some of these things. I don't know. Can I come over and try the virtual reality?
Oh, let me tell you, absolutely can.
Awesome.
We'd love to have people come over and play Wii bowling with us or do the virtual reality. We'll tell you that we can't wait for summer. Our spring fling is just around the corner. This is a craft show that will be on our back lawn. We'll have a big band out there. We'll have food trucks, and the beer and wine guys will be there to do that. It's open to the public, and just come in and have a good time with us. We're part of the neighborhood. We like being part of that Greece community. We're on the Unity Hospital campus right on Long Pond Road. That leads us into our summer concerts, where we're just blowing the doors off this year. We're going to start with Bob Grieco, who's almost our house band these days. The Bob Grieco Big Band, and he plays for the Bills, and he does the tailgate parties for all of them. He's so much fun. And in September, we're going to end with the Sky Coasters.
Ah, yes.
So this is going to be something else. It is open to the public. Please feel free to come in and grab a lawn chair and just enjoy some dancing on a warm summer night that is going to be unbelievable. That's just the surface of what we do.
And keep listening to the Seniors Rock Show, because we will tell you the dates as we're getting closer, right?
Absolutely.
So, and if you're just tuning in, we're talking to Mike Matteo. He's the general manager of the Village at Unity. And I'm getting excited just hearing about all these fun things. I literally am going to come over. I really am. And I think Mike and I will do a show from there one of these days, maybe at one of these special events.
Oh my gosh, what fun.
Yeah.
What fun. They're during the week. Well, the spring fling, it will be on a Saturday afternoon, and the concerts are weeknights, and it's usually from 6 to 8 or so. What fun. Oh, we'd love to have you come out and do remote. That would be such a good time.
All right, we're threatening you. It's going to happen.
There you go.
Absolutely.
And these are the dates on your website yet, Mike, or
the dates are about to be published and posted onto the website. We just got our permits from the town of Greece, so now we can go ahead and start advertising when they'll be on, and you'll be able to go to thevillageatunity.com and look at all the fun stuff that's coming up.
Perfect.
Wow. And what else is happening? I mean, I can't even believe all the things that you mentioned already. You have things coming up that are fun. You have music, craft shows. And what about like educational things? Do you have like workshops?
All the time. And in fact, one of the things that COVID did with us was made us rethink this piece. And we looked up and hooked up with RIT, and they do international lectures. And it's controversial subjects. And it gets people talking about these controversial subjects in a way that is safe to have the conversation. Everybody's got an opinion. We are a non-political organization. We don't go one way or the other. We're kind of like the Disney resorts that you don't see bumper stickers for people at Disney. But we want this conversation to happen. This stimulates people to have those really impassioned talks and conversation. Today we're talking about world health, and we're doing a sneaker drive for Ukraine. So anybody that's got old sneakers, bring them in. If they're not serviceable, they'll recycle them. If they are serviceable, they'll be cleaned up and sent overseas.
Wow. So you just drop them off there?
Just drop them right off at the Village at Unity. It's 1477 Long Pond Road.
1477 Long Pond
And
Road.
that's going to go on for a week.
Excellent. Mike Matteo, thank you for all you're doing over there for
You are so welcome.
seniors, their families, and for your staff.
My pleasure.
It's a great place. So stay with us, folks. We're going to be right back on Seniors Rock Radio after this break.
Welcome back to the Seniors Rock Show. And Joanna, we are about a month into spring now. And I don't know about you, but I've been seeing a lot of folks out in the yards getting started with their spring cleanup. And I have to say, I'm behind in mine, but hoping to get to that pretty soon. And, there's a lot going on for a lot of people in the community right now in terms of celebrations. Of course, we're in the month of Ramadan. Last night was the start of Passover, and it's Easter weekend. So a lot of things going on here in the community, a lot of families gathering together, and just, I think, enjoying the start to spring.
Yeah. With the sun out, that helps, right?
Absolutely.
And, you mentioned spring cleaning, Mike. Next week, tune in, folks, because we're going to have some people that are going to help us to give us some tips about how to clean out your house for spring and just kind of downsize the stuff that you have that you've been accumulating. So that'll be fun. So check that out next week. But today I'd like to thank Mike Matteo, who's still here with us in the Village at Unity, for being here and for your continued support, Mike, of the show as a new sponsor. Thank you for that. And our sponsors, are critical to the show and our ability to bring important information and entertainment to you each week. The Law Office of Michael Robinson is our presenting sponsor. So thank you, Mike, and the other Mike. And we're so grateful to reach thousands of listeners with our positive messages and to join you all on this journey called life. So one more thank you. Rock Vox, that's ROCVOX, Recording and Production Studios. You rock. Fitz for always welcoming us to record. Owner Fitz welcomes anyone to Rock Vox who'd like to turn their dreams of a podcast or audiobook into reality. Check out our town's state-of-the-art place to record your voice, and that is rockvox.com. How do you choose, Mike? I'm going to go back to Mike Matteo now with the Village at Unity. I'm sitting here thinking about this. You've wrapped it up really well about all the things that you have. There are other places out there. So how do you tell someone when they start that journey of trying to find a community for their senior loved one or themselves? How do you choose?
Well, go and see the community, drive around the community and see what it looks like. But mostly it's feel. What does it feel like when you walk in, and can you picture yourself or picture your loved one living there? If it feels right, continue the conversation. If it doesn't feel right, then move on to another one. And I will tell you that our community, if it doesn't feel right for you, we'll help you find the right place to go.
Well, that makes sense because, you have to manage people's expectations, correct? So if someone comes in there thinking that they're going to be living, in a castle somewhere, no, it's different. So, you can point them towards Scotland. How about that?
We'll keep them in the continental United States.
Mike, have you ever had that issue looking for something, for someone to live, like a senior loved one?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's
So
whether with family, with clients even, visiting different places. And I have been to the Village at Unity. We've had a number of clients there. It is a wonderful place. But, as with so many things, choosing your physician, choosing your attorney, it's got to feel right.
Absolutely. And when it does, you're in the right place.
And I think you know it when it feels right. Like I
Absolutely
said, when I came in there, I felt the energy, and I didn't ask for it. It was just there.
We call that the village vibe.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, and I felt it.
It's real.
So it is real. Very cool. You mentioned a couple of restaurants. What are the other restaurants? I know the one is open. Are the other ones? I know there's isn't there like a little cafe? Not a cafe, but I don't want to say this, but it's like a bar. There's a bar.
We do have a pub. We don't have a liquor license, so
pub.
we all have mocktails. That one's open 7 days a week starting at noon, and it's small plates and entrees. It's a much more casual environment, a quieter environment than our main restaurant, which is over in the West Village side. And that's the full meal place. That's the folks that want soup, salad, entree, side dishes. So we do have those items too, and residents get to choose. One of the things that sets us apart, team, is that we have all unlimited choices of what you can do with your journey. We're just happy to be part of it.
And when you get to the village, if you have a pet, can you bring your pet?
We are very pet friendly.
All right.
We are very pet friendly.
We love pets here. I do.
We do too. we have a Great Dane moving in. We're very excited.
Ooh, oh.
I can't wait to meet her. She's good. So it's so exciting to us.
That is exciting because, seriously, animals, the old greenhouse theories and the new greenhouse theories and the way that communities are changing to be, I hate to say home-like because they are home. They're not home-like, they're home.
That's correct.
So having animals and having plants and things to do, like you've described this afternoon, are so important.
Can I do one more story?
Oh, okay.
We have a gentleman that just moved into our memory care community, and he actually worked for us 10 or 15 years ago. So he's on the younger side, and he was in our environmental services department at one of our communities when we were with Unity Health System. His dementia is to the point where he needs to have a memory care lifestyle, and the team put together a housekeeping cart for him with safe chemicals, and his thing to do every day is wash the windows and vacuum the floors. And that gives him satisfaction and joy and a sense of accomplishment.
Sure.
Look for that.
Yes, it's
That's
purpose.
That's what you're looking for. It's
Yes.
the purposeful living that is not different for us. We just do it.
Right. And I think I told this story before, but I have a friend whose mother is in a senior community, and it's out of state. It's a different place, but it's similar, the story. And I love it because she was a nurse when she was out in the world, and now she is in a memory care unit. And the nurses there knew she was a nurse, so they hand her every day a chart.
Yep.
And she goes around, talks to the other folks there, and she is so happy. And she has purpose. So thank you for giving your residents purpose.
You are so welcome. It's our honor to be part of the journey.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for being here. It's an honor to have you. We'll have you back again for sure. And we hope, folks, that you've enjoyed the show today. Mike usually have something to say.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for listening, everyone. Have a wonderful week. And as always, be well and be kind.
We hope you'll be back next week at noon on Saturday for our weekly celebration of aging and to shout it out loud and proud. Say it with me. Seniors rock.